Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? So we got a lot of work to do today. We're gonna deploy that the resource distribution thing in workers. We have an update from Intuitive Machines and NASA on the Odysseus mission, the Nova Sea IM-1 mission, at 2 o'clock. So that's in about an hour and 45 minutes. And yeah, then the more workers after that. Did you... Oh, okay. Hey, EJ, did you, play Left 4 Dead 1 and 2? I played Left 4 Dead, sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good game. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, once you beat it, it's kind of... Alright. But, yeah, it was a good game when it came out. Dude, that was, at the height of when, everyone was just obsessed with zombie apocalypse stuff. That's, Left 4 Dead, Walking Dead, Carl type stuff, you know what I mean? That looks good, Nova. Yeah, it looks very nice. Let me see. Let me take a look. Yeah, Zombieland, exactly. Yeah. In which case, you should play Helldivers. People have been earworming me about that game, dude. You never know. Super Earth needs you, citizen. I'm doing my part. It looks good, man. Nova, what engines are you using? I noticed something. What engines are you using there in your new Glins? Tested it last night, 18 tons to the moon with RTLS. You're using vector engines. Oh, alright, never mind. Well, can you do me a favor, just for my own curiosity here? Can you just save this as a new version, root part whatever your fairing attachment is, and take the second stage and payload off? Drain the fuel down to the same amount of fuel in the SPH. Drain the fuel down to the same amount of fuel that you'd have right before landing, and tell me where your center of lift versus center of mass is. If I'm looking at that right, the wings might be a little bit off. I think your wings might need to be a little bit lower. Just eyeballing it, though. I could be wrong. The closer you get those onto each other, because you're using vector engines. Vector engines are heavy, very heavy. You might need to move your wings down a little bit. Don't get me wrong. If I'm wrong, you let me know. It's all good. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm just trying to help. You could get better cross range capability like that because your wings are used. If your wings are aligned with your center of mass on the way back, you get more cross range, and you could get even more performance out of it. So make a new file. Save this as Nova EJ might be wrong about things or something. Reroute to whatever your stage attachment point is. Okay. And then just get rid of the second stage and the payload fairing. Get just your first stage, isolate it in the PDF in this EJ might be wrong craft file. Drain the tanks with how much fuel you think you have when you after an entry burn before you come in for a landing, right? And then see where your center of lift and center of mass is in relation to each other. Just out of curiosity. I'm just wondering. It looks like your wings are a little bit too high, especially if you're using vectors. If you have 7 vectors down there, vectors weigh in at 4 tons a pop. That's 28 tons of dry mass down at the bottom here. So when your fuel tanks are empty, if your center of lift is not lined up with your center of mass, now, once again, you could get your control surfaces up here for flying business end, right? Flying backwards, coming in for a landing. They can make up for it. But the closer you get those to each other, the more effective control you have, and you'll be able to squeeze more cross-range capability out of this thing. I'm just wondering. It looks like the wings are mounted a little bit high. Once again, what do I know? I don't know. I just caught a glimpse of it. I could be wrong. And remember, the higher you have these things here, the higher you have these things, the more moment they'll have over the vehicle. The further these control surfaces are from your center of mass is going to give you more effective control. You'll be able to steer it better. If you look, yours are mounted on the top of your fuel tank, a fuel and oxidizer tank here. The grid fins And Nuglin's control surfaces are actually mounted at the base of the inner stage. The higher you have those control surfaces, the further away they are from the center of mass. It's just it's a fulcrum, basically. The further those are away, the more effective control you're going to have. So that means, what does that mean? That means you need less deflection to get the same amount of movement. Less deflection on those things, so you can limit the authority limiters so they don't have to move as much if they're further away. And that'll make it so you make less drag. And then you get even more cross-range capability out of this thing. You got to make this thing slip through the air. The more you can do that, the more you can get your first stage to fly back and then propulsively land. Dude, you could I bet you, if you just do the things that I just said, you could probably get 20 tons out there in RTLS easily. There's some room for optimization here from what I can tell. Also, you made the landing legs out of wings. Those create insane amounts of drag. You're basically taking a huge performance hit on the way up. You already have wings here. You already have wings. You're already stabilized because you have wings down low like Nuglin's, right? Nuglin's has a tapered engine section on purpose. The tapered engine section is to create stability on the way up because it's such a tall freaking rocket, right? Don't use wings. Use flags or panels or something. Panels don't make as much drag as people might think. They definitely don't make as much drag as wings. Wings will create insane amounts of drag. Now, this rocket will be really, really stable, right? And if you have the Delta V, you have the Delta V. If you don't feel like changing any of that, don't. If it's working for you, just keep doing it. I'm just suggesting that this is good, man, but there is a lot of, dude, I'm seeing a lot of places where you could improve this, like make it way better. No, grip pads are basically about as aerodynamic as a sponge. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Flags would be the best. Physics-less flags, not flag panels. Flag panels actually create drag. Physics-less flags, like the back of my Venture Star is made out of flags, not flag panels, just flags, so it doesn't make drag back there, or at least as much. Also, your first stage looks a little bit small. Maybe add another tank, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it looks good, man. But I think your wings, I also actually think you might have too much wing. You might have too much. That's a lot of wing for a stage like that. Wings in Kerbal are very, very overpowered. They generate tons of lift. But that's because Kerbal's atmosphere is super thick. Thick. You want it thick. Digital. You a man or a mountain? Digital. Oh, hey, public, nice shoes. Hey, Ingram, how you doing? Thick atmosphere. All right. Well, the game crashed last night right when I tried to deploy our resource staged construction, so... Crap, you're almost at 200 hours. Told you I like power playing stuff. What is this? What do we got, Erudite? What are you looking at? What do we got here? Ascent and descent pre-landing burn is all automated apart from roll control. Is this, Juno? Nice. That's pretty good, man. Good job. Let me go ahead and look at those shoes. Take them off. Let me see them. So when are you going to go back to KSP? I'm getting the itch, Zymus. Sometimes, dude, it's good to just bury yourself in another game for a little while. don't get me wrong, KSP is not going anywhere. No way. It's just nice to just go take a break from time to time. Oh. Try tilting the booster down at like 5 degrees and then flip it 180 degrees so the engines are facing that way. Flip it around 180 and then tilt it down 5 degrees. Or tilt it up 5 degrees. So if these are the engines right here, flip it around so the engines are facing that way and then tilt it so the inner stage is pointing up there. Because, yeah, oftentimes you're not going to get a good reading if it's straight like that. Well, you go back to KSP2. I'll play KSP2 on need dignified. So, like, when they update it, dude, like, there's not much in the way of editor tools or like, troubleshooting to really, like, warrant KSP2 to be used as a teaching tool right now. And don't get me wrong, I've been earworming the devs about this. Hopefully they listen to me and decide that I'm not too incredibly annoying. What I'm trying to say is that in KSP2, I don't have the because of the like lack of technical analysis in the editor and the hard to use editor controls. It is a little bit on the difficult side to play KSP2 the same way that I play KSP1 and use it as a teaching tool. That's all. It's a good game. I like it. It's a little bit on the easier side right now. And something I gotta keep in mind is, dude, I'm a glutton for complication. I love hard problems to solve. KSP2 just doesn't really warrant much of that right now. Tilt it down the other way. The other way, Nova. So if you have it like this, do that. See where your center of lift lies. Just out of curiosity. It looks okay, but yeah. Let me see it. Take them off. Let me see them. All right, I gotta see where that last autosave was. Did I assign everything here? No, none of it is assigned. Okay, cool. That's where my last thing was. Let's yeah, exactly, Element. But you know, I gotta balance it, dude. Because I don't want the game just to be hardcore because I want it to be hardcore. I have to be careful about what I say. You know, if I just tell them I want this, I want a hamburger, I want a hot dog, you'll get nothing and like it, Spalding. If I just keep saying that, they're not going to listen to me because those aren't necessarily good ideas. You know, they're ideas that I want, you know. But on the flip side of that, I think my experience in KSP warrants some, like, you know, not constructive criticism, some suggestions or recommendations, you know. There's no reason why the game can't be fun for everybody, but also be difficult if you want it to. Right? Like KSP1 can be simple, or you can make KSP1 very, very difficult. But I'm playing the same game that everybody else plays, right? I think making a game like KSP and a sandbox game like KSP is much better. It's much better to leave it open-ended like that, or else you're confining people in a sandbox game to one style of gameplay. I don't think that captures the spirit of KSP very well. But, once again, there's no way that the devs don't know that. There's no way Nate and his crew doesn't know that. There's no way. They know. I know that they know. I've talked to them about this. So, just, yeah. Take that for what it's worth. Still no pickles. Yep. Like, it's hard for me to market the game. It's hard for me to play it if there's, like, I can't stream it. It's a hard game to stream right now. That's all. Not a bad thing. It takes time. KSP 1 was a hard game to stream. When once again, we think about it in perspective, dude. There's no way you could play Kerbal 0.16. The first version of Kerbal that I started playing. I started playing Kerbal in 2012, August 2012, right? There's no way you could squeeze 50 hours a week of content out of that. Not a chance. No way. No way. In fact, I couldn't. I could only stream Kerbal 3 nights a week for 3 hours for 3 days a week. That's it. Like 9 hours of content at best. And once again, part of streaming is you gotta be here. So I'm finding other fun games that are STEM oriented that, you know, are a good thing to play. But yeah, if we go back to KSP, it's gonna be playing KSP 1 for a little while longer. And then we'll play KSP 2 when the updates come out. Eventually, and don't get me wrong, I'm patient, and hopefully you are too. I'm patient. It'll take time, just like KSP 1 did. You know, we'll play KSP 2 when the updates come out, and eventually it'll be, you know, if the devs are thinking what I think they're thinking, it'll get to the point where we could play it all day, and it'll never get boring. Just like KSP 1, I could still play KSP 1 right now, and in fact, I think we should, sooner rather than later. I'm just into this right now. With that being said, it's good to take a break. It's good to take a break. Like, I took a break from KSP after the SSTO fiasco, right? I took a break from KSP after that. I didn't play for 6 months. And then I came back and we built hybrid tech. We figured out how to do hybrid tech, and we unlocked a plethora of insane content. Figuring out hybrid tech led to the Space Station Freedom Project and the upgraded CTS-5 program. Like, dudes, sometimes it's just good to get away for a little while. Play another game, scratch a different itch. I know you guys want to see KSP. I will not let you down in this regard. Believe me, I won't. I'm not going to alienate my core user base like that. That's not smart. That's not a good way to stay relevant in this business. Don't do that. With that being said, it's good to get away sometimes. That's all. And my boy Blue, a plethora of content. Plethora. What is a plethora? What does that mean? I would sacrifice a kidney for you to play mission mode again. Damn. Okay, Xerax, noted. Your feedback is important to me, not us. It's just me. I'm the only one here. Hi. If we had Stugachi here, it could be called Stugorsk. I think I'm gonna name a city that. Anyway. I don't like the UI of KSP2 and the whole 90s style. I don't like it. I like the idea of building bases and mining. I'm with you on that one, Violent. KSP2 is gonna... It's early access, and I get it. The whole price point. Yeah, I understand. You're not sold on it. Don't buy it. No one's putting a gun to your head, right? Like, that makes sense. But it's gonna take time to hone in a game with this type of scope and complexity. It's just going to. It doesn't matter if it's an indie game. Doesn't. I mean, KSP's a hard game. It's a tough game. It's a tough game to make. I mean, it took Felipe, Mike, and C7. It took them, Harvester, Moo, and C7. It took them years to get it right. And then even then, they had they brought in a bigger dev team over time, and it still took years, guys. It took KSP1. It took KSP1 a decade to get feature complete. Like, and KSP2 arguably has a lot bigger scope. And one thing you can rest assured in is that we have there's a lot of runway. I know that they have a lot of runway. They've talked about it in the dev notes. They're in it for the long haul, which is great. That's good news. That's what I want to hear. Give it some time, dudes. Just be patient. Trust me on this one. They'll pull through. The talent is there. And that's not bullcrap. The talent is there. And that's all I care about. That's all I care about. That the talent is there and the devs actually care. And those two are absolutely a thing, and they never weren't a thing. So, trust me, just give it some time. So if we do go back to KSP, it's probably going to be 1 for a little while. Because at the end of the day, I hate looking at it like this, but at the end of the day, I got a business to run. I got to put food on the table, and I don't think I can get that playing KSP2 all day. The reason why is because I don't think I'll be challenged that much from KSP2. Like, the challenge is what people come to watch for, like mission mode, for instance. If I'm just going to every planet in KSP, it's alright. I don't understand why it has to take that long. Violent, I don't think I can explain this in any other way other than that it's a game about rocket science, and rocket science is an already complicated thing. And then making a video game about an already complicated thing is also difficult, you know? I mean, you're going to be able to do stuff in KSP that we can't even do in real life, like go to another solar system. KSP 1 was tough enough with just one solar system that isn't even like our solar system. The back-end complications that you're asking here from this type of game, and then put multiplayer on top of that, that's complicated, man. Think about how long it would take for all the ISS international partners to stage a mission to Alpha Centauri. Or even Jupiter. Let's just say Jupiter. That would be that's a difficult mission. Look at how long it's taken for international partners to go with Gateway. This stuff takes time, dude. And that's just the moon. And then on top of that, you're making a game about it. And the game has to be semi-realistic. It's gonna take some time, dude. Anyway. Enough. Let's jump back to it. The whole colony thing is going to be wild. I'm hoping they have a couple of ace cards up their sleeve, dudes. We'll see. Anyway. Alright. So. Workers' time. Alright, cool. So, we need to assign the right construction offices to the right things. So, workers for the main construction office here need to be assigned, and then the stockpiles need to assign. I'm going to try something a little bit different when we go to build these three buildings. The distillery, the warehouse, and the food factory. The grain storage is up, the farm is up, and it has planted, and we're gonna get some crops in here in a second, right? Obviously, the crops are going to get stored in the grain storage, which is why I put emphasis on getting these two things done. But I want to try something a little bit different. I'm going to try to add a facet of project management to this and see if it actually gets done faster. Okay? Now, what do I mean? So instead of like just telling the building to get built and then telling the construction offices to just go and grab all these resources from wherever, right now it's just the borders, right? Instead of doing that, what I want to do... Hang on one second. What I want to do is I staged all the resources. We tallied up all the resources that we can stage here. So we can't stage concrete, and we obviously can't stage asphalt here because those are resources that you need to have a plant for, and you can't stage concrete. It'll just harden. Same with asphalt. So you would need to have the facilities for this that we just don't have yet. So the resources that we could store, gravel, bricks, steel, and boards, we staged all of those for the buildings right here that need to be made. So I tallied up all the gravel, bricks, steel, and boards that we needed to build these three buildings total, right? And we staged all of them right here. That's all the bricks that you need to build all these buildings, all the steel and all the boards that you need to build these three buildings. Now, I'm going to go into some micromanagement here with the construction office. Hang on one second. It's getting a lot hotter in here than normal because it's warm out today. So I'm turning the heater down a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to do is get a little bit more into micromanagement with the construction office. The vehicle setup that I have in here, or the types of vehicles that I have in here are vehicles that are more specialized for building buildings, and we have to tell them that they should only be making those buildings. So buildings and factory connections, nothing else. No reconstruction, no machine replacement right now. Hey Dickie, what's going on? Hello from Germany. Really cool to see you stream again. Well, hey, thanks for watching. It's good to see you. Danke schön. All right. So, hey LM, what's going on, buddy? So, we need to make sure that they are assigned to the right resource areas, and then we have to link. I want to link these two as well. So, I have these ones designed to auto search for buildings and factory connections, and they have unfinished roads that they're getting people to right now. These two construction offices are just for labor. They only have trucks to move people around. Well, vans, I should say. Let's get rid of all of that. I don't want these depots assigned to anything. Also, I'm gonna see. There we go. Cool. So, those are set to the right things here, and they're not being assigned to anything. I have a couple other construction depots, 1, 2, and 3 right there, and I'm gonna have them focus on just finishing building this road, or the right-of-way for our highway over here. And then, obviously over here, this construction office is just building out a asphalt road to a bridge that we're going to need eventually. So, I'm going to tell the other construction depots, which are basically road-specialized construction depots for making asphalt, or making gravel roads, I'm going to tell them to just work on that for the meantime. In the meantime. And what I want to do is I want to see if staging all these resources here actually makes this go faster. In real life it would, right? In real life, you know, you're way more efficient because all the resources are right here. And you're not making individual trips back and forth. You make one big trip. So the overall trip for resources that need to be staged for these buildings is shorter. So you could theoretically save time and you could save money on fuel here. I think. If I'm thinking about this right. So, I want to see if that plays into the game correctly. So, we're going to time it, more or less, and see how long it takes. So, what I'm going to do, the game is paused right now. I'm going to assign, first of all, we got to go into construction offices, and we got to make sure that Worker Transport 1 and 2 and the Pastaberg main construction office are all in one group. And they are. Cool. Now, we need to go into assign construction office mode with those three, and we need to go 1. Oh. No, we already assigned them. That was grouping stuff. So we need to assign the construction. Sorry, I already had it set. So 1, 2, and 3. So I assigned 1, 2, and 3 to 1, 2, and 3. Now that should show up the distillery, warehouse, and food factory. Distillery, warehouse, food factory. Distillery, warehouse, food factory. We got to make sure that these are designed to get workers from the right spots. Cool. And now over here, we need to make sure these are designed to get workers from the correct area as well. So gravel, they can get it right from there. Okay. And now asphalt, they got to go to the border. I'm going to have them go to this border to make sure we don't overflow one, because we have 2 border connections right next to each other. I'm going to try to distribute the resources that we do need from the borders to each one kind of equally here. Don't forget to build the factory connections. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That as well. 1, 2, and 3. I'll assign that to them in a second. Thank you. Concrete, we have to get from the border. Steel, specify. Right there. Bricks. Right there. Prefab panels. Boards. Prefab panels we don't worry about. Boards. Right there. Mechanical components. Electrical components. Yeah, we're going to have to grab those from the border. I can't make those yet. Just in case we need them, I'll assign them up here to that border. Alright. Excellent. We got a good mix here. And then this one is set for workers and workers only, because that's only moving people around. Those are set to Tavri, that border over there. And what happened to the other city? I broke the death spiral, Flykin, and then I broke the death spiral, but I wouldn't have broken the death spiral by the end of 1991, so it reached its logical conclusion, and that was the end of that. And then I decided I wanted a new city. So also, cool. All right, so these guys should have Unfinished factory connection in each 3. Unfinished. Unfinished. Cool. So how far back did the autosave take you? Like less than 5 minutes, Simon. We're all set. I'm gonna hit save. Hang on. May want to turn off auto search. Yeah, I just gotta make sure all of our parameters are right. Ibuprofen. Nursing a little bit of a headache again, guys. Should be fine. I had a couple beers after the stream last night. It was Guinness, and it was delicious. But also, when you're in your 30s, 1 or 2 beers can give you a mild hangover, which is not cool. Don't worry, no migraines. This is a hangover headache. There's a difference. We just got to drink water. All right. So let's shut auto search off. Hail hydrate. Water. McCheeto. MC, what's up, man? 49 months. How you doing? 60 degrees to 5 degrees with snow. See, I'm dealing with the opposite of that element. It went from like stone cold to freaking 55 degrees. I'm like, huh? You know? Water with sugar. More. I could drink 240 Guinnesses and not feel a thing. Is that what someone would call a heavyweight? No. Not even close. Hit 70? Nice, Sneaky. That means if you're getting that weather, and Element had good weather, that means that good weather's coming to me, but that means the bad weather is coming to me right after that. Yuki, what's your last, dude? You need to take into account time and fuel spent staging the resources, but since it's done while the construction office is building something else, you can think of staging as utilizing a form of multi-threading. I understand that, Yuki. There's also that we move the resources in bulk. I use trucks that can carry way more than what my hauling trucks can. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. Engineering is engineering. There's not... The only more efficient way to do this would be to move it in bulk, right? So, for my distribution for raw materials, the gravel, we needed to use the same truck. So, I have a feeling with gravel, it's going to be a 1-to-1. But with my distribution here, we used semi-trucks instead of a regular flatbed, which the semi-trucks can carry more. And now, don't get me wrong, their fuel mileage isn't going to be as good as... like, a flatbed truck, right? But because you're moving resources in bulk, the relationship between the resources moved between one truck to another, the difference in fuel efficiency versus the difference of load, I think is beneficial in load. This is why people move stuff via trains, for instance. I mean, that's because of rolling resistance and other things. But I mean, time definitely plays a value into this, but I think we get a slight efficiency gain, like in terms of less fuel resources used. Probably a slight one, if I had to guess. Because we can move more resources for one trip, and while these things use a little bit more gas for this distance right here, they're not going to use that much more. But also time, yes, I agree. All right. Yeah, exactly, Lloyd. Bingo. Tired today, was up all night chasing storms. Caught some good video of a tornado on the ground near Columbus, Ohio. It did some damage, even bit an airport. Damage destroyed quite a few planes. Oh, well, hopefully everyone's okay, Nader. But that's crazy, man. All right. With that being said, unpause and send it. All these trucks should basically all activate all at the same time. We started on the 24th of May, 1962. Autobots, roll out. Oh, yeah, Iger? No reported serious injuries. Cool. So how are you going to calculate if this is a better way to build? Are you going to load an old save? Violent, it would be good to get a control like that. But, you know, playing Spaghettsoft where I just said build this, build this, build this, I have a good idea about how long this is going to take. If we just told them to build it, build it, build it, and just didn't assign everything and didn't micromanage everything, I bet you this would probably take till probably like September or October. If I had to guess. Dude, let me put it to you like this. If there is a noticeable difference, if these things get done by July, that's way faster. Like, I'll be able to tell you, comparatively to my last playthrough. But yeah, having an exact control and being a little bit more precise would probably be a better comparison. But once again, I'll be able to say, if it goes fast, we'll know. Why not put your farm in the middle of all your land so the slow-moving farm stuff does not have to drive as far? I put the farmland next to a main road for quicker export, Katra. Because, yeah, I mean, if anything, it's going to get annoying when the tractors get on these roads and have to turn here and go down there and turn there, but the resource collection doesn't necessarily need to be done in a timely manner, but export, you know, staying profitable definitely does. Is this what you had in mind? Yeah, something like that. Now, Nova, what I want you to do with that is take off angle snap on the tipping thing and just watch what your center of lift does when you tip the thing at different angles. Like, go 45 degrees up, 45 degrees down. Watch where that center of lift, if at any point, where it crosses your center of mass, because it will. And look.
Discovery, go at throttle.
And you can get some idea. That's basically doing some very, very primitive wind tunnel testing. But yeah, more or less, play with that. Because I think your wings might be in a weird spot. But I could be wrong. If anything, all those wings that you're using down at the bottom are probably messing with your center of lift. It probably, if I had to guess, you're probably getting a little bit unstable during re-entry. But what do I know? I don't know. We'll see. Oh. We might need another excavator here. I have an extra one over there, so take the covered, put the covered in that depot, grab the third excavator, put it in there so we can excavate 3 buildings at once. Yeah, Dignified, we gotta watch the brick storage, I know. Yeah, we have it set to bricks 1. We need to tell them to transfer it over to bricks 2, 3, and 4. And we might need another bulldozer for the third factory connection. Let me take one of the microbuses, put it over here, and see if I have another bulldozer staged anywhere. I don't. The only other bulldozers I have are over there. Actually, I might have some this way. Hold on. Did I ever stage any bulldozers this way? Nope. Okay. Yeah, Prairie Wind, this is because there's already people living on the map. That's not just me. If anything, I've lost people because everybody here left because they didn't have all the quality of life stuff that they need. But yeah, I am moving faster, but it's not as fast as you think. I don't think it's 3,000 people, to be honest with you. Alright. Bye, Stalinek. Why not? We can get 3 bulldozers on 3 factory connections. How realistic is this game? It's one of the most granular city builders I've ever played. It's very... You really need to know what you're doing. Like, Violent, take this compared to cities, right? In cities, you just place a road down, it's placed. It has sidewalks, streetlights, and in cities, too, it has plumbing underneath it. You gotta do all that manually in this. You have to work on drainage, you have to work on plumbing. It works, those are entirely separate systems. You have those green right there, that's electrical. You have to connect them into substations. You need water towers to store water, or else it ain't working. Oh, that actually... Oh, yeah, I told people to work at it. Excellent. Yeah, you have to really stage everything. In terms of, like, realism and building out infrastructure, this is probably the most realistic I've seen out of anything. You have bulldozers next to your snowplows. Where? Oh, score. Nice. Thank you. Alright, well, that's going to be useful later. Alright, well, I already told the bulldozer to go over there, and I already bought another one. And he's already on his way. I'm gonna use those bulldozers elsewhere, though. I'll tell you that. I'm going to take that open haul, the T-138 open haul, and we're going to park it there for a second. And then I'm going to take one of those bulldozers here, and we're going to park that right there. This is a construction office that's working on roads and stuff, and I do not want these assigned to that warehouse. No. Do not auto-search. Get rid of all this. I want these guys building roads and footpaths, and that's it. Same with you. Roads and footpaths. Roads and footpaths. Perfect. We unlock the W50. Now, what I want to do here is go into Overlay, Assign Construction Office 1, 2, and 3. These guys... are just for road construction. These, specifically, these are just for building gravel roads. I don't want these attached to the distillery, and I don't want them attached to factory connections. Just the roads. So, like, if I assign this... Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's looking... Yeah, see, road construction. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. And there's the buses and the bulldozers working where they need to go. Perfect. Yeah, I've heard about Captain of Industry. Never played it, though. Are you going to buy tower cranes again? Yes. Eventually. When we need to specialize more in building things, like building buildings, sure. The tower cranes could be useful here, but I don't think I have a truck to haul them right now. I mean, I could replace my 2 cranes here. I do have cranes, the T-138s. We have 3 excavators, and I have... Yeah, that spot is for a bulldozer. There we go. Cool. We started the 24th of May. Hey, 9th. People want me to play Helldivers Prairie. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Wouldn't be a bad idea. What speed and level are those cranes? I don't know. Do you need pavers, rollers for building factories? Not for building factories, but for the factory connections, yes. Drummer, I don't want to change the cranes here. I mean, Let's road level 26, I suppose. Are there any better ones? 21, 23. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it for now. If you do play Helldivers 2, please stream it. I think it would be hilarious. Okay. I've played chess on stream before. Booster 10 is getting lifted onto the OLM. Let me see. Oh. That's insane. Wow. That's fantastic. The Raptor goodness. Sorry, I was just... Sometimes I don't... Commentary isn't even warranted. I just look at it. I'm like, heh. That's 33 rocket engines. Just one more rocket, bro, please. I'm spoiled for rocket goodness recently. Yeah. Yeah, I think you could say that. Just one more rocket engine, bro. Please, bro. Please, just one more. It'll be fine, bro. Come on, bro, please. Just one more engine, bro. Yeah, Westigator, probably in March. I'd say sometime in March, yeah. 10 years ago, where did you think you'd be? I don't know, drummer. Certainly not here, certainly not playing this, or playing Kerbal, you know. We're missing asphalt. Why? Where's that supposed to be coming from? Oh, okay. I'm gonna switch asphalt over there. I don't want to overwhelm the thing though, so I won't switch concrete. Hey Surfer, what's going on? Alright, once again, we started on the 24th of May. We're 2 weeks in game. Yeah, Katra, that sounds about right. So we're close, dude. Yeah, we're close. Like, if I had to guess, if I had to put my finger on it, I'd probably say like second or third week, maybe even fourth week of March, probably. Damn, Workers is heating up my computer today. Just goes to show you how freaking cold it's actually been here. It's actually warm-ish today. 55 Fahrenheit, which is 13 C. It's been like -5 C, like 20 degrees for like the past month and a half, like almost every day. Man, we are going to have some problems, I think, when summer comes around and we're playing this, dude. It's going to get hot in here. I haven't thought about that. I played cities during the winter months, like during when it's colder. Like if we go back to playing cities, we build another big city. I don't know if my air conditioning in here is going to be able to keep up. Yeah, Soapbox, thanks for linking that. Cool. Good stuff. Thanks for doing it in DM, man. I appreciate it. 10C in Poland, Hubert. Nice, nice. You need some fans? Fans don't move. I was gonna say fans don't move the heat. You gotta take the heat out of the air. That's the problem. Wow, look at that. Did they move the concrete there that fast already? Wow. Yeah, Vic, I have it on the, I have it. Nope, don't crash on me. The game doesn't like being alt-tabbed, especially when you, if it auto-saves and you alt-tab during an auto-save, that's what crashes it. Yeah, nice. I'd prefer to find some kind of heat scavenging system or something, but yeah. It might be because the border crossing is not backed up. I wouldn't rule that out, Katra, for sure. Yeah, I know, Dignified. The game hears me, dude, I swear. Guys, I can already tell you, this is way faster. This is way faster because you don't have idling equipment here. Because it takes less time for the resources to move. I mean, Yuki, you said it in chat a little bit earlier, if you're still here, buddy. It's the speed. You can get it done. You're saving tons of time like this. You're not necessarily saving resources or saving on gas too much. There's some efficiency gain from moving it in bulk. Like if we moved all the resources in on a train, then we'd really save money. But I would say there's way less downtime here. I can already tell you these buildings are getting built way faster than it would take to just hit construction on one and then go do another thing. Yeah, exactly, Drummer. The optimization is going to save you time and it's going to save you a little bit of resources. Bigger buses would help significantly. Yeah, the buses that I like buying are the NATO buses. Those are the best ones. And, yeah. I kind of like using the micro buses because then you can kind of evenly distribute instead of like putting all your workers here, all your workers here, all your workers here. So maybe like a mid-sized bus would probably be kind of what would, like, maybe better. Like, what do we have for a bus? Yeah, the Skoda. That's 706. 40 passengers, and it goes fast. What would be the other one? That's 8. The ones we're using is the A07. That's 7. And then there's that freaking B1000 thing, dude. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Longitudinal, 2-stroke, 1000cc, 4-banger with a transaxle, front-wheel drive. I'm speechless. I don't have anything to say. Why would you do that? Why would someone make that like that? Yeah. See, and look at the factory connections. They're getting belted out real quick. Unrelated vehicles, T-138 dumper. Why isn't there a bulldozer assigned to this thing? The gravel didn't get all? Oh. Dump truck. There's a dump truck bottleneck there. Interesting. Yeah, King. The Skoda. Yeah. Now this thing should call for a dump truck. I hope you get into car manufacturing. I'm gonna freak out. I really want to, Super. Yeah. But in order to do that, we gotta build the supply lines for the car depot in order for it to really make sense, right? Like, you have to. I was thinking for our car factory and everything, finding a centralized area on the map, probably like up in here or something, would probably be a good idea. We need to find something that's relatively close to where all the best resources are. Ever played Tomb Raider? Long time ago, Pigeon. Yeah, so we really have to think about it. Like, what I'm trying to do here, Super, like before with Spaghettop, the mistake that I made was playing slow. With this, you don't necessarily need to play slow. You can play fast. But I guess if I had to put if I had to say, like compared to another game, you play this like RimWorld. You play RimWorld slow, but when there's a lot happening all at once, don't be afraid to just pause the game and figure it out, and then plan there, and then unpause the game. Right? This is like, because you're micromanaging everything. You got to kind of be patient with this. Am I in the ballpark there? It's like RimWorld. Don't be afraid to pause and make sure that all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted, right? Because if you do, I mean, like, look, this is just simple optimization for me. Down the road, we could really, really do something special with this. We'll be able to, like, we could poop out an entire city in like a month. How cool would that actually be? I mean, like, I will say, the Soviets did end up getting to that kind of level in terms of construction planning. Like, they were crapping out entire planned cities in a couple of years. Look at Pripyat, for instance. Like, that's the one that gets that's the example that everybody uses all the time. Because Pripyat was a forest in 1968. And by 1975, it was a city of 50,000 people supporting 2 nuclear reactors. That's 8 years from woods to a nuclear power plant with a city to support it. You could say it like, that's pretty impressive. Like, don't get me wrong, they probably said build the city or you die, right? Like, that's a pretty crazy industrial effort, if I do say so myself. Like, once again, it's built on the backs of people, etc., but it is a pretty impressive industrial effort. Like, the U.S. has done stuff like that. Like, we crapped out the Hoover Dam in a decade. Probably less than that. That's pretty damn good, considering that was a private effort. That wasn't like a centralized thing, you know? Build city or face wall. Yep, they've started moving bricks now. We just got to keep an eye on that right there. And they've started moving boards. Yeah, the interstate. I mean, Prairie, the interstate highway system did take a little while, but yeah, not an easy thing to crap out in 10, 15 years. The Hoover Dam took less time to build than GTA 6. Oh, God, Halsey, when you say it like that, it's just, ugh. There's a town that was built to support Chernobyl, Slavyuch. Yeah, that's across the border in Belarus, right, Yuki? That's the support city for all the, what are they called? Liquidators? For all the people that are supporting the disaster. Construction on the Hoover Dam began in 31 and was open in 36. Dread, that's insane. That's insane. 5 years? 5 years to build that. It's in Kiev Oblast. Don't they have to cross the border to get to it though? Like I remember reading about that the train goes through Belarus for a second and then it goes back into Ukraine or it's in Belarus or something. Three Gorges took 9 years. That's pretty good considering they said you build or you die, right? Like, where are we going? We're going this way. Where's Slavyuch? I think it's over here. Like you have, yeah, there it is. Yeah, this was the city that they built out to support the disaster relief after Chernobyl. Like still, that's crazy, dude. It's pretty damn impressive. Like, considering you're just plopping a city down in the middle of the woods. They use a boat though. Interesting. Yeah, see, it goes through... The train track goes through right there, see it? It crosses into Belarus for a second, and then gets to Chernobyl. It's nuts. That's absolutely insane. You just... poop that out in, like, a couple of years? That's not entirely a small amount of infrastructure. It's pretty cool. Not the communism part. The communism part sucks. But the industrial effort is pretty rad. Workers have stopped. No workers or mechanism. Yeah, Havocs, exactly. Mm-hmm. As expected. I thought the bottleneck would be labor. It definitely is. I have Citizens 9th, they're here, but it's not nearly enough of an effort to get any of this done. For whatever reason, the game prioritized building the factory connection first. It's putting workers, it's dropping workers on that. Your pop is decreasing slowly. Yeah, I know, Pigeon. It's because people are moving out over here because they don't have basic services. I'm working on it. I'm trying to build out the food to feed these people. And then the next project to get done really, really quickly is to build out the school, the kindergarten, the shop, the grocery store, the clinic, the pub, and the technical university to start grinding out research so we can get the refinery and everything not in 1987, but in like 1964 or something. That's why I'm trying to see if we can do this faster. And we need to get the Yeah, Havocs, they just put it on there, dude. Oh, believe me, I have it up. I've been watching. I've been taking a peek every once in a while here. Ship 28 hooked up to the crane again. Wet dress rehearsal this week. Gonna stream it or take a peek every now and then. Probably take a peek every now and then, dude. Unless something crazy happens, like if they go for a static fire, we'll stream that. No, we need the we need the ding. We don't need the we need ding. Okay, that factory connection is done. And what I'm trying to do here is just figure out how the game ticks when it comes to putting, like, assigning labor and stuff. Because that could be something that we could micromanage better. Yeah, the church is not small. It's beautiful. Beautiful church. What do you mean mixed waste? There's nothing in it. I don't understand why it would do that, but alright. It seems like I think having specialized labor for each project is probably a good idea. Now we're short a crane right here. We would need a crane over there. So, can we take something that's idling? Yeah. Like, reassign that bulldozer over there. And I don't think I have any other cranes around, so... buy another T-138. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to equally distribute the construction vehicles. So if you have 3 buildings, 3 cranes. Right? 3 buildings, 3 excavators, 3 cranes. So I think what I'm going to do when we... and then the labor distribution is kind of all over the place. It would probably be better to have specialized... to keep it specialized for certain things. Oh no. Wait, Crush. That's funny. If you have each construction vehicle in their own, you can... yeah, that's what I'm saying. It probably would be better to have a construction depot, have a construction office, one for hauling resources, so full of resource haulers, another construction office that's full of excavators, bulldozers, pavers, rollers, and the trucks to transport them, right? And then maybe cranes in that one too. And then have construction offices that are specialized for labor transport. If we really wanted to micromanage this, we could assign labor to this, assign labor to that, assign labor to that, and then assign labor for just factory connections. Yeah, see, yeah, dude, we can micromanage this thing. We're 1 month in, and we're a little beyond halfway here for this project. We're already doing that, Death, but I have all my labor offices are just saying bring workers to these 5 projects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, Wait Crush, no loans. I'm offsetting the cost of these projects by doing crude oil export. I have a little oil place down here, just a little one. And it is giving me some income. So we're offsetting the cost of all this. No, don't rely on offices, just force feed workers to construct. From what I'm seeing here, Death, I don't think that would be a wise decision. Bricks. Yeah. hauler trucks. See if we can add another hauler truck into the mix. Yeah, oil is helping me offset, and then when we get to food production, yeah, we could start exporting that. Now, normally I would do it with trains like we did before, but we're so close to the border there that a truck would be just fine. Yeah, hauling trucks is what we're kind of low on here, interestingly enough. That's why I moved one of these W50s, or not W50s, the Skoda, to a hauling truck off of distro. We're about halfway there. You could get a construction depot with just buses for workers. I'm already doing that. Yeah, I already have 2 that are just moving those microbuses around, and then more microbuses here. But it's clear that the construction offices need to be more specialized. At least when you're getting into mid to late game, you need more specialized offices, not just one office that kind of does everything. Yeah, Death, I got you, man. Mine's in the right spot, though. You're thinking what I'm thinking. Set to buildings only. We already did that. All the construction depots are set. These 3 are linked. The 2 labor depots and this construction depot, they're linked together, and they're all set with the correct resources from the correct stockpiles. And set to build the right things. But once again, I'll tell you, this is getting done faster. I can already tell you it's getting done faster. We're a month in, and these buildings are almost complete. The thing that's actually slowing me down right now is just hauling these bricks over there. That's why I added more hauling trucks. I took some of these vehicles out of the rotation on purpose. Like an excavator, we don't necessarily need that. I can take that waste truck from the demolition project. We can move that back over there. We can take an excavator, move it back to the demo office. And then I can take another one of my hauler trucks, and we can assign it over there. Go. I assume it's faster with smaller buses. I agree. Yeah. A bigger bus will be able to get you a lot of workers in one shot, or you could have constant workers in small 7 to 8 man buses. And that basically would create line spacing inadvertently, so there's always going to be workers there. I wish you could transport your earth-moving equipment by tractor-trailer. Oh, you absolutely can, Galactic. Yeah, you have to check it. I don't have trucks that can haul the excavator. You need American trucks for that, which is the exact reason why the other construction project, the other big construction project that we're working on is opening up the connection to Sussy. And I'm gonna have them start opening up the paved road there. You can transport trucks on trains, Death. Yep. But you bought the combines. And then they drove from the other NATO connection, which is way over here. And the other thing is, I don't think the trucks are unlocked. Nope, they're unlocked. Yeah, these trucks are infinitely better. especially the long haulers, they can move 30-ton vehicles, which is, once again, the long hauls are what you need to move the excavators around. After this construction project, I suppose we could buy them and have them just drive all the way over here. It's not a big deal. Ship 28 is rising with the lift point system. Your SCOTUS did transport the excavators at the start of the project. I did see that, Robert. They're slow, though. They're not fast comparatively to the Mack trucks. But, yeah, see. Okay, July 3rd. Happy 4th of July. We will celebrate 4th of July in Gnocchigrad. Wait. What are my values? Basically, there's ways to micromanage this, and I'm already seeing a ton of process optimization here, like by a lot of process optimization for sure. And the day after, the 5th of July. It's a good day. Yeah, Ship 28 is being manhandled around Aerodite. I see it. I gotta sneeze, though. It's turbo. Full stack incoming. Well, they need to take it off the spreader lift. They need to put it on an SPMT in the transport stool, and then they gotta move that over to the pad. Is it a turbo or Curly from the Stooges? Little different. Little different. But not. But a little different. Okay. 4th factory connection is up. Yes, gnocchi for everyone, son. Yes, very nice. I'm a victim of circumstance. So the water did get up and running, right? Yep, these folks have running water. Happiness is going up. Very nice. High five. anything but wings, Nova. Find something else that works. But you, I mean, you could keep using wings. Whatever. If it's working for you, don't change it. How many citizens face the wall today? So far, nobody. These project are working very good. Oh, Gugutzi. Oh, Funkum, how you doing? Look at this. Look at this. Still got gnocchi here. We're gonna be making food by the summertime. It's gonna be good. Well, it kind of is the summertime in game. Whatever. Dude, now I'm just wondering how unoptimized were my construction depots in Spaghettsoft. This is ridiculous. Oh god. No wonder it took so long for everything to get made. And dude, that means by the end of Spaghettsoft, I was basically brute forcing my construction depots. No wonder we were losing so much freaking fuel. Everything had to drive freaking everywhere. Oh. Wow. Stugorsk. Yes. I'm actually curious to see how the build would work with a full workforce. Oh, with a full workforce, it'd be even faster. This is just importing labor from the border. But look, I mean, look at this stuff, dude. We're a month and a half, no, a month and a quarter. And we started on May 24th. It's July 10th in game. And I'd say overall, like, so 33, 89, and 64. That's like, we're well past halfway. What was the solution? I staged the resources, Chris. I staged the resources here. I brought all the steel and all the boards right next to the construction site. How you'd run a construction job in real life. You'd stage your resources. Are you beginning a new city? Place, I started a new republic, the Republic of Gnocchigrad. I started that on Monday. So this is the third day in on this save. It's 1962 and I've almost got food production up, which I didn't get food production up until 1970 in the other game. I'm working on optimizing construction projects here. Using distribution offices to stage resources in open storage. So the construction can get done faster. I'm building a warehouse, the distillery, and a food factory. We're a month and a half in. And the warehouse is pretty much done. We're missing bricks, so the bottleneck is loading bricks onto the trucks. Interesting. No, we don't have that for Gnocchigrad. We have ding. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. See, that's ding. Ding, gnocchi's done. We have ding. We don't have but we'll have a little bit of just a little bit. Ding. I don't think you can mount text on the church. No, you can't. Yuki, we could go in parallel. We could build in parallel like what you were suggesting, the micromanagement. The reason why I sat here and watched the pot boil, so to speak, is because I just wanted to see. I need to see that this is faster, and it is way faster. The reason why it's way faster is there's less time for idled equipment. You're really saving tons of time, like what we thought. This is a good way to do this. Our Gnocchigrad is going to be known as Dingalings. Yes. The people, the Dingalings of Gnocchigrad. Do you have working collectors? Do you have workers collecting grain yet? They're not ready to harvest yet. Most of the fields got sowed. We're not, the harvest time is in August for the crops. Yes, the Dingalings. Yes. The Dingalings. Alright, construction offices tool. This is road construction. Oh, it assigned it. Okay, missing resource. We're out of bricks. Switch to that. Oh, no. Pause. Bricks 4. There we go. Yeah, we were not as efficient as we could be. We can see your dinghy. No, you can't. Hey, quit playing with your dinghy. Will the staging also work for rail construction? I don't see why it wouldn't, Chris. Yeah, budgeting out the project, staging the resources first, and then making it so they can get at those resources really, really quickly. We could plop out train tracks really fast. I mean, once again, guys, this isn't some shocking revelation. This is how construction's managed in real life, which is cool because, you know, you learn something here. You don't just build a house. There's a lot of process optimization to this. You don't just poop out a skyscraper. Getting the right resource there at the right time is a huge timing thing. And that's really important to procure the resources and stage them. But you got to remember, the longer you have resources just sitting there doing nothing, or equipment just sitting there doing nothing, you're losing time and money. I think next time around we do this, if we have to do factory connections, I'm going to have a construction office that's just for doing that. Yeah, there you go, Prairie. Yeah. One and 3/4 of a month in. We're almost 2 months in. How many different farms are there? There's different size fields, Pigeon. Crops, there's just crops. There's no individual like wheat, you know, or tomatoes or something. There's just crops. They what's the word for it? Kept it simple, I guess would be the right way to say that. Abstracted. They abstracted the crops. You just have crops. That's just just crops or any type of crop. You just pretend you're growing whatever crop you think they're growing. Broccoli. There you go. What happened to that one field? Didn't get sowed in time. Not sure why. My guess would be the nutrient level. Hops. Yeah, get it? So this one, that one's missing workers. It has a crane on site. Shoot, man, that warehouse is gonna get done. Yeah, let's just assume they're growing potatoes because Gnocchigrad. That's a good way to look at that. Do you need to have a connection from the grain storage building to the warehouse? No. No. I made that mistake last time. It won't feed correctly if you do that. I mean, that's grain storage. You don't need your warehouse to also have grain storage, right? You want to feed farm to grain, right? Grain to the factories. Factory outputs resources to here. The warehouse is finished, by the way. And we want this one to hold food and alcohols. %, 50%, check. Oh, okay. Yeah, bricks became the bottleneck here. I know that didn't work. We gotta set all this, the rest of this to 0. There we go. One last haul of steel. We have 1.94. Yep. Does the warehouse need to buy forklifts? You only need to buy forklift if the connection is longer than 50 meters. If it's less than 50 meters in a single connection like this, it works like a conveyor belt. Actually, you know what? Just uncheck that. Just leave it. Leave it like that for now. We'd have to see what the correlation is between producing one or the other. th of July. It'll just do it itself, Death. Once again, if that connection is too long, then you're going to need forklifts. I don't like using forklifts to move crops. That sounds about as dumb as it is. There are better avenues for moving crops around. What day did construction start? May 24th. Missing boards. That's not right. We budgeted that out correctly. .4 tons. How do you move crops? What do you mean? How you could use how don't you move crops? You could use anything that can carry them. Anything that can carry crops, you could use it. You could use trucks, you could use trains, you can use whatever. We're short 2 tons of boards. Alright, so what I'll do is just, we're out of boards and steel, so just set that to that and just grab the rest from the... Oh no, yeah. Yeah, we're short. We're short 160 kilos of boards. Just a little bit. That guy's just gonna go grab some. Am I short on steel? What do we need? 780 kilos of steel. We have 1.94. Alright, we're good. We need 6,900 kilos of bricks right there, and 14,000 kilos of bricks. All right. Yeah, we were 10 tons short on bricks. Huh. Interesting. Construction is running without issue. That's what we want to see. The math did not check out, comrade. Please face wall. Where did I make a mistake? It was probably... I'm going to chalk that one up to doing the math out late at night last night. Yeah, they'll just go down there and get the last 160 kilos. And then 11,000 kilos of bricks. You had some bricks on trucks when you checked. It could be less. I guess. Unless the game has some type of rounding error. It could be float point on the game, but I doubt it. I don't think so. We always had more gravel because I can't limit the amount of gravel storage right there. Boards are out. We don't need those. And then we always had a little bit of extra stool. Nice. We always have extra stool. We got to put it over in the Stalin discharge. Look at all of the Stalin coming out of that. We had a little bit of extra steel. It was corruption. Someone pocketed some bricks and boards for side projects. We need to find the wall that they made out of bricks and make them face it. Check your last. EJ, just sit them across the table and slide them a picture of JFK. They will understand. Yeah, Orion. I don't know what that means, Violet, but alright. Orion, yeah. Yeah, having a little bit surplus is okay. You always want to have a little bit more than what you need. Yeah, see? 23rd. We're 2 months in. In about 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Violet. You just can... Here, JFK. The implica... Oh, you... Wow. Nice. Bet you feel proud of that one. That's awful. Anyway. That's awful. Yep, we're going to switch over to the NASA press conference here in a second. 24th, that building took 2 months to make, the distillery. And... wait for it. Can we get it done before 2 months? Come on, get the labor to it, dudes! Come on! Where's the trucks? No! No! If I had... Dude, I think if I'd staged the right resources, we would have gotten it done in 2 months.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Can't be. 26 months. Yeah, if I had budgeted the right amount of bricks, we would have been good to go, dudes. Yeah, if we had more workers, it would get done even faster. This was labor import from the border, which is, yeah. I mean, but that's kind of a given. More people you have working on, well, not a given, but I think in this particular case, if it's looking for 242 workers on the project and we have 11, I think it's safe to say that we're nowhere near the threshold of too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I mean? If you bought baguette vans instead of loafy vans, those aren't the loaves of bread vans. Those are FCKs. They're Polska. It is very nice. Dobre. Oh, come on. Get this done before the NASA press conference, please. Please! Have you ever visited the EU? I've been to Amsterdam before. Go. Why are you having to import labor? Most of the people from this town left, and the ones that are here are... there's nowhere near enough. And in the meantime, the right-of-way for our highway project is definitely making progress. Very nice. How about them tarring up the second road here? Definitely doing work. Good. Slow and steady, baby. And we stayed above 400 grand. And we're making profit now. I think it's safe to say that that is a way better way of doing that. Yeah, still had a little bit of steel left over. Cool. Why did the people leave? There's no place for them to eat. The workers will stay in a town until you utilize them. So, my mistake with St. Pastaberg, right, was trying to use the workers to build out the resources that they build out the equipment that they needed to stay there. If I'd built out all the equipment and then put a bus station down last to utilize workers, we would have been fine. Nobody would have left. We would have got to deal with that. But they all ran away because, yeah. Raviolinsk. Yeah, that was a viewer named that. 99. July 29th. It took a month and 5 days. Or 2 months, 5 days to build those 3 things. I'd say that's pretty damn good progress. Yeah, it's definitely faster doing it that way. And we did get it done before intuitive machines. Excellent. So, that's all said and done. 2 months. If I just probably told these things to build these buildings, it definitely would not have taken... It definitely would have probably taken till the end of the summer. When R7 launch facility, comrade? Actually, Jared, the devs of the game have talked about adding a launch center DLC. I don't hate that. Yeah, the farm in the silo took like 6 months. Exactly, Yuki. If we'd staged these projects, we could have belted this all out really quickly. I'm doing that from now on. Yeah. The next big project is to get all this figured out. We'll do that after the Intuitive Machines press conference. Get all the buildings figured out. We'll stage all the resources for it, all the buildings figured out. And then the next one after that is finishing this NATO connection. And then I think we could probably get that done probably by the end of the year. Yeah. Your reaction's priceless. And your joke was tasteless. Alright, so we're going to take a quick break. Going to see what the update is on the lunar mission here. I am one here. Let me just change the title up and then